Climate change has cost Southern Africa more than 600 billion rands over the last 4 decades. The Institute of Security Studies says South Africa accounts for the lion's share, with the country being the biggest carbon emitter on the continent. Our business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, has more.
A Greenpeace report shows that South Africa is heating up at twice the global rate. And according to the Institute of Security Studies, it's this adverse change in weather that's adding to the country's climate change woes that's already cost the economy over 100 billion rand since 1980. This as the country battles heat waves, droughts, fire, floods and severe storms, which have impacted sectors such as agriculture, fishing, tourism and infrastructure. COP28 delegates have agreed to a damage fund to help developing and poor nations contain the costs brought on by climate change. But President Cyril Ramaphosa says more is needed.
We need to mobilize more funding in a much greater scale.
The automotive industry is one of the first to go green. Trade and Industry Minister Ibrahim Patel announced the green hydrogen commercialization strategy.
Today we stand on the brink of a new development in our efforts to bring cheaper, more accessible energy solutions to the world in the form of hydrogen. The hydrogen economy is a potential game changer, not just for South Africa, but the world at large. It is key to a just energy transition for countries with the potential to decarbonize the various industry value chains, to provide security of energy supply, and contribute towards the achievement of sustainable development goals.
This is despite financial hurdles to get the project off the ground.
The most competitive technology still includes fossil fuel-driven technologies. But what green hydrogen provides is clean fuel. And what it provides is clean fuel, particularly in these early stages in hard-to-abate sectors where renewable energy is not sufficient to make the transition.
The minister also announced the electric vehicle roadmap after Cabinet approved the white paper. It aims to ensure that South Africa becomes part of the global shift from internal combustion engines to new technology vehicles. Patel says a ban on internal combustion vehicles in key markets will be felt by South Africa, which means the plan needs to be fast-tracked. National Association of Automobile Manufacturers of South Africa CEO Mike Mabasa has welcomed the phased approach.
We welcome this early Christmas present from the minister, absolutely. It has been a long journey. I think we've been waiting with bated breath for the government to obviously confirm a very firm policy pronouncement in relation to how electric vehicle production in the country is going to be supported. And I think this white paper is absolutely long awaited. It is definitely going to give all our investors in the country that level of certainty so that they can be able to bring their investments into the country. There are already investors who have already indicated and have shown a vote of confidence in South Africa, and we believe that this white paper is absolutely going to be accelerating that confidence levels in many of our investors going forward.
Production of electric vehicles is forecast to kick off by 2026, but consumers will have to wait another 7 to 8 years before driving them on South African roads. Patel says the hydrogen commercialization strategy will also benefit other industries outside of the automotive sector. Risk advisory consultant Lehlohonolo Mashego is calling for action.
An implementation plan is a critical part, with implementation being the biggest issue or crack in any plan or strategic plan that we always encompass.
Research by the G20 Climate Risk Atlas says the country's high carbon pathway could see temperatures increase by as much as 2.1 degrees Celsius by 2050. This could result in surface sea temperatures rising by 1.3 degrees, triggering a sharp rise in ocean acidification. Access to clean water is also at risk, as well as urban infrastructure. The G20 Climate Risk Atlas further warns that if swift action is not taken now, the country could lose an additional 200 billion rand by 2050. For Newzroom Afrika, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.